Hey beautiful, it has been a hot minute. I feel like I haven't been on here in like forever and I kind of miss it, but I am trying to stay focused, and that is kind of what I wanted to jump on here and talk about for a quick sec, because hey beautiful, it has been a hot minute. I feel like I haven't been on here in like forever and I kind of miss it, but I am trying to stay focused, and that is kind of what I wanted to jump on here and talk about for a quick sec, because I feel like this would probably help you as much as it helped me. So I was already kind of doing this, but I saw a post today and I'm like, it kind of affirmed what I was already doing, and I was like, that's a really great idea. So it was on my mind all day and I thought, I'm going to bring it to you. And that is, well, the whole post is about like pick 3 things to do today, but in my terms, it's more like pick 3 things in general, not just like each day, but 3 big core things that you're working towards. And the idea is that these are going to be 3 core things, and these can be little goals or big goals. For me, it's my vision, because I've broken it down into 3 kind of core things, and I was trying to find it. I can't remember exactly what they are. I know generally what they are, and that is, I can't remember what the first one is specifically. The second one is family. The third one is community. Community being my business and my ability to give back, and my passion, my purpose. Family being working towards and healing those patterns, and working towards being in a place of stability and having my personal ideal family, both biological and chosen. So having more children, adopting, and having friends as family, and having my home and building my life. And the first one is more about me as an individual, healing on a personal level, body, mind, soul, taking care of myself, and healing myself for myself, as well as for my divine alpha equal partner. And then the dynamic in that terms of my, I don't want to use the word twin flame or twin soul, but that divine equal is what I prefer to call it, because there's too much miscommunication when it comes to this idea of twin flames, and I just don't really subscribe to it. But my divine equal partner. And so those are my core 3 things, and this post was all about how whatever those 3 things are that you are focusing on, whether it be 3 tasks today, whether it be 3 goals, whether it be 3 big long-term, core areas, which is what I choose to do. If there's anything in your life that tries to take your attention away from those things, that isn't on alignment with those things, to cut it out completely, to just not give it any attention, and to stay hyper-focused on the things that feed into those 3 things, whether it's those 3 tasks, 3 core, whatever, doesn't matter. But to remove everything and not give anything else any attention, any distractions, any attention, because they are literally meant to distract you and keep you off track. And the whole idea is being self-accountable, staying in alignment, and being focused on what it is that you're trying to achieve, and putting all of that mind energy, the heart energy, the soul energy, all of it into that, and not allowing parts of yourself to be distracted with other little mundane things. And that's really, really hard, because it requires 2 really big things from you. One is self-awareness, and one is self-accountability. And both of those things are things that people struggle with in general, because if you don't know what you believe or what you value, you're not going to be able to say, does this align with my values and beliefs? A lot of the times we're still operating from old pattern beliefs that we just don't speak to us anymore, whether it be how we were raised and what we were taught, or just society in general. There's all these things who are telling us what we should be, and we've never taken the time to ask ourselves, well, who am I? What do I believe? What do I feel? And that's what I'm here to really show you how to do overall, which we'll get into another. But whatever those 3 things are, I want you to think about the things that are vying for your attention right now. And I want you to ask yourself where your attention has been and whether or not that is supporting or sabotaging your goals and your efforts. And it's going to be a really hard thing to ask yourself, because there's a lot of habits, and there's a lot of things that we do that are self-sabotaging. I mean, I have a whole course on self-sabotaging just because of this. So really take the time to sit with that and ask yourself, what are these things, and how can I redirect myself so that I am focusing on those three things that are really going to support me, where I'm trying to go, and what actions, thoughts, behaviors, everything are supporting this, and how can I have more of that energy into my daily life. So that is your assignment for today, and I would love for you to come and share in my community group. I'm probably going to take this story and put it on YouTube, because apparently I do that now, but I really do want you to come to those self-realizations. That is what I really want to help you see, is where you may have desire, but that action or that awareness just is a little bit askew. So I hope to hear what takeaways you have from that, because for me it really was eye-opening in seeing what little things are trying to distract me right now. So for me, I'm really gonna double down. Like, this next season, I need to be super fucking focused. Like, I keep saying that I'm taking this inspirational energy from Muse, and I really am, because I accidentally stumbled upon a video of them yesterday, and it fired me up again, and I'm just like, wow, like, so fucking proud, so fucking inspired by how dedicated they are. And that dedication, that drive, that consistency, and just fucking willpower is something that I really need in my life right now. So in terms of my vision and the things that I am currently working on, I am going to be throwing myself completely into finishing my YTT and in doing my specialization certification, because I was listening to some of my lecture today, and I realized that it's like an actual like live 3-month intensive course. So like, I have no choice but to buckle down, focus, get on these weekly training calls, and to do that training, because it's going to be 200 hours, but they're banging it out. Like, YTT was 200 hours and it took me 6 months. This one is going to be 200 hours, but they're doing it in 3. So I have no choice but to focus on it. But I know that it's going to propel me in my goals, in my vision, and what I am working towards, and allowing me to get to that next level in my career and in my business. And then the other really big one for me, in terms of the family and the community aspect, kind of end up rolling into one, because it comes down to, I guess, relationships in general. So like family, so like Caspian and my close friends, my support group, this community, my actual community group on Facebook. If you're not a part of that, link is in my bio, please go join. It's a beautiful community. And then friends that I have here locally, or acquaintances and things like that. So it's really starting to see that there's people who support me and people who are definitely going to be a part of my next season. And then there's people who are not really in my corner, who are kind of using me or are in and out, or see me in a different way that I see myself. Or just generally don't have the same mindset as I do, or I really don't know how to explain it. But it comes down to not allowing myself to be distracted from the family that I'm trying to create. Whether it be having my divine partner and having more children, or whether it be the friends chosen as family. And I have to really ask myself, do I see this person, these people at that table? If me and my partner are there with our children, do I see that person as part of my extended chosen family? And that's going to be a hard question for a lot of people in my life. And even with Julian, my ex, the more I realize that he just might not be. I really would love to have a his, mine, our situation and be a healthy blended family, but I don't think that's in the cards. And there's a whole lot of reasons, but overall, one, I know him and my partner would not get along because of the difference in mindset. One being Jules being a beta and a narcissist, the other, him being an alpha who's very centered and is much like me, and Jules can't stand me because I'm like this. And then the fact that there's lack of respect, and there's just so much there that would not be in harmony with the life that I am creating, that they would be a part of, all of it. So beyond us being co-parents, I really don't think that there's much there anymore. And I don't even know if we will be co-parents because he constantly makes very selfish decisions, and it might just come down to the fact that he's just not in our lives anymore, and I have to kind of accept that fact now and not even consider it, which is hard. It really is. But it comes back to that question. If I'm sitting at my table, I want to have this long community table in my backyard. I have my vision that I am working towards, and if I'm there with my partner and my children, who is at that table? Because that is what I am working towards. I also have this whole thing about timeline, but that is really a whole other discussion, and I will come back to it because it's a good one. And I wrote about it this morning or yesterday, but it's this idea about not putting timelines on your goals and your visions, because we're always like, oh, by the time I'm 30, by the time I'm 35, by the time I'm 40, and it just, life doesn't work like that. So being open to timeline, but still idea about not putting timelines on your goals and your visions, because we're always like, oh, by the time I'm 30, by the time I'm 35, by the time I'm 40, and it just, life doesn't work like that. So being open to timeline, but still working towards your goals and allowing them to unfold the way that they are meant to, and not being hard on yourself when you don't meet those milestones when it comes to age. So we'll come back and visit that discussion maybe tomorrow since I'm off, but take some time to really evaluate what those three things are that you want to focus on, whether it be a daily goal or a monthly goal or your long-term vision for your life. Really take some time to assess where that value is for you and what things in your life don't add up to that value. Take care.